Smoking till a stupid state, stay until it's late. Sweet like chocolate cake, talk just like the shit I roll off paper plates. Search for sweet escape because inside I feel I'm dying slow. I tell you all that.
What is going on, my dogs? We rocking the V-neck today, and we're going to pick up a freaking Toyota that I purchased. That's kind of rare actually, and I bought it. I bought it without really knowing what it was. I just knew it was special, and so I got really lucky on this one, and I think it's gonna pan out really well. So when we get there, you'll kind of get to go see it. Long story short, I was just at a junkyard and they had the car out front, and I was like, started asking about it, and they said, oh, well, the guy brought it in. The guy brought it in, said it had a blown motor, but we were gonna sell it as whole. We were offering it as whole before we parted it out because we know it's special. And I asked them how much they wanted. They wanted 900 bucks. I said, perfect, no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make some calls, and I'll be back tomorrow with some money for you. And that's what happened. I went and got some cash, came back the next day, paid them, and then I started going through it, and I put a battery in it, and the thing started. And I was like, wow, that's really weird. Well, how does it have a blown motor? Maybe it's got a smoked head gasket, but coolant looked good, oil looked good. It didn't overheat. I let it run for quite a while, so onward and forward. Does it have anything else? And then the brakes don't work. So because the brakes don't work, that's kind of where, I mean, they work like about 10% of what they should work. So I put a little fluid in there. I'm just gonna try to jimmy this thing all the way back here. I got like 2 miles to make it, and I think I'll be able to do it, no problem. This is gonna be quite a fun one. Just putting on the trusted dealer plate. One of many benefits. How freaking sick, right? Like, how insane is this thing? It's an FX16 Corolla, 1987. It's got the 4AG. 4AG, it runs, dude. It freaking runs too. Like, it doesn't get much better, dude. It really doesn't. Oh, I hope I fucking grabbed the keys out of that dude's truck. Yep, we're good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and try to beat this thing up like 4 streets up the road here, and we'll see what happens. It runs, but the brakes are just so shoddy. They really are. They hardly work, but that's why I have an e-brake, and it's cable driven, so I'm just gonna run it like that, I guess. Look how clean the interior is though. Oh shit. It's mint, dude. Everything's freaking clean. Everything's clean. It's 5-speed. It's got a little rust. Ain't perfect. It's gonna need a good Bondo guy to fix that, but it's from the 80s. They sucked a coat in things back then. They really did. This thing is just so sick, dude. It really is. I ripped that off, but I have it in the trunk. It was barely taped on there, so. But, dude, I'm so pumped on it. Look at it. It's got aftermarket cam gears, adjustables. Fully adjustable dampening. It's just coilovers. They're a full monotube coilover. They're made by a company in New Zealand. They're like $1,200 new. Like, dude, full long tube headers and a full exhaust. Everything works. Friggin' runs too. So sick, dude. We're doing it. Let's see. Let's give her a start. Love the 80s. Sick, dude. She runs. I don't know why he thought it was blown. Doesn't knock. Maybe got an exhaust leak in the tick, but it doesn't knock at all. We're out of here. Oh shit. No, we're not. I gotta forget to tape up this. I'm gonna make my own cap right now. Dude, and we are on the freaking road right now. Brakes barely work. Oh yeah, brakes completely barely work. Gotta have 2 hands going here. Oh yeah, brakes completely do not fucking work. Need to make sure I'm using the e-brake here. But we're running right now in the freaking junkyard Corolla. I can't even believe it. This is so awesome. You literally can't make this kind of shit up. I swear to God, I'm driving down the road and all of a sudden you hear, well, bam, shit. I'm like, dude, the motor's falling out of this thing right now. Oh man, just lost some money. Got to part this thing out, right? I pull over and it's somehow I like scooped this. I don't know if this thing came off the car or if I accidentally scooped it up off the road because this thing's so low. But like freaking made it back to Odessa. I can't even believe it. This car might have just been the best buy ever for 900 bucks, dude. Like, honestly, once the brakes are sorted and everything, this thing is so sick, dude. It's stupid. There she is. 87, it's a 1987 Toyota Corolla FX16 GTS. Okay, I don't know how many were made. There wasn't a lot of them, and there's not a lot of them on the road right now, like at all, you know? I did a lot of research and tried to find one of these. This is the only one for sale in the entire country. And I saved it from the scrapper. Like, when I pulled up to this thing, look, it literally has all the junkyard lettering on it and everything. 87 Corolla. This thing was going to the scrapper. It was going to the scrapper. Okay, the guy that sold it to the scrapyard, the story was he had it for a long time. A mechanic a long time ago told him that the motor was blown. We're talking maybe a year or two this thing sat. Told him the motor was blown. And these things particularly, this is one of the main reasons they're sought after. Oh, shit, you gotta post here. I'll stick the, oh, this is the professional one arm. And use your shoulder and you use one arm. This is the reason why they're worth something right here. There's a 4AGE, okay? I want to say it's a blacktop 4AGE, AGE 16 valve. So yes, they have 20 valve ones, blah blah blah, but for the time when this thing came out, this thing was sick. And yeah, dude, it's got a full exhaust, tubular headers all the way to the back, no cats, no nothing. What else does it have? Adjustable cam gears. Came factory with a strut bar, which I like. That's firewall mounted. Has adjustable cam gears. Really makes me wonder if there's been motor work done, right? And so you keep going. You're like, oh, I missed another one. Here you go. Look, for one, there's like a braided, I don't know what that is, braided power steering line. You got fully adjustable coilovers with that. I want to say this 32-way adjustable dampening too. I looked them up. They're sold by a company. They're called MBM, Manon Racing Products, MRP, M-A-N-O-N. But they're sold from, they're out of New Zealand, and they're like 1,600. I want to say it was like 1,250 shipped, or 1,250 before shipping. And that's just crazy, the fact that those are on here. There's also white line sway bars, and I filmed a little bit with the GoPro of that earlier. But like, you get down here. Dude, look at that. Oh shit, it won't focus. Look at that, white line sway bars, you see them. Full exhaust. Like, I want to say these are the original blade wheels, but the interior's clean too, dude. Interior's super clean. Floors are solid. It's got a little rust, but the floors are good. Freaking, dude. This thing is the only one for sale in the whole country, and I got lucky as hell, dude. I got lucky as hell. All right, so back to the story. The guy sold it to the junkyard, and long story short, he told the junkyard that the motor was blown, and that's why he was bringing it there. They probably gave him 300 bucks for the freaking thing, and then they had it sitting outside for 900 when I got there. And they were like, I asked him what the story was on it. When I saw it sitting out front, the guy's like, oh, well, somebody brought it in. We didn't want to just part it out yet, or we were getting ready to put it in the yard, and we just figured we'd leave it out for a day or two and see if anybody wanted it, because it looked special. And I'm like, get the f out of here. I gotta bleep that, but I don't even care. I said, get out of here. So I started asking him the story about it, went out to it, said, you know what, I'm gonna make a couple calls, I'm gonna think about it for a day. I went back the next morning and bought it. Gave him the 900 bucks, wouldn't take $1 less. And I said, screw it. And then they were like, all right, we'll give you a battery for it. We don't know if we haven't even done anything with it. You know, they never started it. They took the guy's word for it, and they never started the car. They put a battery in it. It didn't have a positive terminal. And so I ripped one out of the freaking junkyard that it was at. And so I'm out here finicking with the thing, and I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna try to turn it over and see what happens. And I'm gonna do this on camera right now. Oh, shit. There you go. What the hell? Come on. 80s cars, there you go. Oh, smashed my own car. Both of them are my cars, so it doesn't even matter. Hey, asshole, it's like, whatever. All right, so, OSHA. I need 2 feet for this, we're out of gear. she starts, dude. She freaking starts, brother. You know? And she runs good. She doesn't overheat. I don't know why he would have thought the motor was blown. It doesn't knock. Nothing. Misfiring a little bit right now. Didn't do that earlier. I think it just warms up a little bit. Bad gas. That's revving all cylinders. It's got good fuel in it. And yeah, dude. I mean, it needs work. This thing's been sitting for 2 years. It needs an oil change. It needs everything. You know what I'm saying? It needs belts. It needs all of that stuff. But it literally runs and it doesn't knock, and it maybe has a couple of ticks in the top end that probably could be gone. Once it gets an oil change, it won't sound like that. And it'll run a little better. Do some plugs, do all that shit, you know? Long story short, for me to be able to find this thing at a junkyard is stupid. There's none of these things out there. I'm like literally hiding from this lightning storm right now. This sucks. But there's none of these things out there anymore, you know? All of them have rotted and gone to hell. Because that's just what happens to these things. They just rot and they literally rust. Just like that, you know? Just like that. I probably wouldn't even fix those things. I would treat them and leave it, because that's part of the personality of the car, dude. This thing is so sick. It's so sick. And whoever this gets passed on to, and they come and get this, they're gonna be so stoked to even have this thing in the garage. It's got more parts on it than I'm asking for the car. I paid $900. I got a guy coming right now to look at it for $1,600. I'll make $700. And if I honestly should have kept it and then fixed it and sold it for freaking $3 or $4 grand, you know. But I don't have time to deal with it right now. I need to get the money going, and I'm going on vacation next week. Like, it's perfect timing. That guy's getting lucky. Otherwise, I would keep this thing and fix it and then sell it for a whole lot more. But yeah, dude, I'm super stoked. I really am. And I'm super stoked I got to show you guys this thing, because there are not a lot of these on the road right now. If at all, there's not. They're just not out there anymore. They've all either been wrecked, they're rotten, or they're used for car shows. So there you freaking go. So sick.